Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I'm excited.
I'm more excited than you actually.
Yeah. No more beefing in the comments.
We've decided to not beef anymore.
All right.
We squashed the beef, you guys. This is Tricky Stewart. We're here in Atlanta, and we are in this incredible studio where the magic happens every day
Hey,
with the finisher,
my,
Mr. Tricky Stewart.
what's up?
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Chat,
I'm on a bunch of lives right now,
chat. We
including
got
my own.
we got a lot going on here, but everybody's here because they're a huge fan of you.
You sure?
I'm
I think
positive.
everybody's here because they're a huge fan of you.
No,
These are
no,
all
no,
your
no,
people
no,
that are
no, no.
live.
They. Do you know how many times these artists have told me like Tricky is the reason why I produce and I write? It's incredible. Like the impact that you've had on these young people is crazy. But you already knew that. He already knew that.
I didn't know that
He knew
actually,
that.
but that's a lot of gas.
It's not
I
gas. It's
appreciate it.
true. And if you knew me, which you and I've met before,
Once.
you know I don't
No,
gas.
twice.
Yes, twice.
Twice.
You know I don't gas.
No, but I'm just saying, like I'm
Like
new to this platform, but you
you
be,
are not new. Are you new?
I mean, you new to you making me mad on the platform. So yeah,
Okay.
here we
Do
go.
you really think that it's musicians or artists are great partners? Like, let's address the beef real quick. Like, just be honest.
I think that creative people are some of the finest people that you could ever meet in your life, and I think it takes with any relationship, it takes a very special person to love the other person on the other side. But I just think to love a creative is to just have way more of of everything good in abundance. Because if it goes to you, then like creative people are the best
What are
people
the
on.
bad things?
I mean, obviously, time
That's
allocation.
right. What
Yeah,
about your brain? How much of your brain is has music in it? Really?
mine
Yeah.
probably
What's it? Give me a percentage.
a 95.
So you have 5% left for your partner. That's what I'm
No,
talking
no,
about.
no. It's like it's not a matter of that. It's just I am music in a sense. So
Ooh.
I'm sharing music with the people I love. I try to be music. I try to be the thing that
You try
makes
to
people
be
feel good.
music. That's
Like
right.
I'm not trying to like
But do you understand the responsibility that you put upon yourself? Is like, that's what I'm saying. Artists, producers, songwriters are so, like, that's all we think about.
it's not all we think about. You just said how much is it in my brain, but my brain is
Yeah.
vast. And so
It's not
when you making these
infinite, though.
statements online,
I
when you're making
am.
these statements online, like that
Cheers.
creative people can't be, um,
Good
you know,
partners?
yeah, like I
It was a
disagree.
joke, though, because you know I'm talking about myself.
Well,
I,
keep it to yourself. I mean, just take credit. I mean, if you say, then say it's you. Let's
oh,
say it's you. But I'm just saying, I felt personally attacked, and so I was like, well, why are you saying that?
yeah. So then he commented with me. He beefed with me in my comment section, you know?
Yeah. Well, we're here now.
We're here now, but we're not here to talk about the beef because we
Yeah.
squashed it. Are we
Yeah.
squashed?
Of course. I mean,
There's a part two coming though.
I'm just saying it's not that it's not even that it's squashed or that it's not squashed. It's just a bad take. Go on.
Why? Okay.
All right, let's
Anyways,
move on.
like I think everybody has this one question. I'm gonna go straight to it.
Okay.
Whenever I ask, why are you such a big Tricky fan? They say he has this magical touch of making songs simple yet hit so hard. And that is a skill set that most people do not have. What do you think about that?
Um, I think it's what I'm attracted to. Honestly,
Mm,
it's just what I like about music. Simplicity, and I think one of the biggest tips that one of my favorite producers gave me, Dallas Austin, is Dallas taught me when I was young, if four people can't play it, don't add it.
ooh,
And meaning like don't put a part on a song that doesn't count. Like four people need to be able to play the part, and if you're writing the music part of this track or whatever your contribution is,
right.
if four people can't get up there and do it, and the third one needs to be the singer. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Wow.
so the bass line should be memorable. It should be a hook. The chord progression should be a hook, and the singer should be a hook, and the drum should be a hook,
And that's it.
and that's it. Like, so the drum pattern needs to be a hook, the bass
Wow.
line needs to be a hook, the chord progression needs to be a hook, and the singer needs to be a hook.
I've never heard it put that way because everyone does talk about the hook, 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 hook. But you're saying like each of those significant parts, it has to be that good in
It
itself.
should be that good so that if you got a part, if you like, you know how you did the R&B,
Yeah.
like you're doing the intros of the songs.
Yes, yes.
Everybody that wants to play the piano is gonna play those parts.
Right.
That's a hook, right? And so
That is
when
so
you go
true.
into Guitar Center or a music store, like you'll see that the guitar people that are aspiring guitarists, they're gonna play something.
Right.
What are they gonna play?
Right. Yeah.
Like what are they aspiring to play? And so your job when you have guitar in your song is to write that part for the guitarist. It's not the writing is just not the lyric and melody, and that's why there's two parts of the writing
Right.
musically in a composition. You know, that's why there's lyric, melody, and music. You
Right.
know, and
Two
so
separate things.
yeah, but the music writer is responsible for writing just as many hooks as the person that writes the hook.
So do you have a lot of aspects of subtraction when you're working on a song?
Absolutely.
Is that one of the like a lot of producers, young producers, they add, and they don't know how to subtract. What's a piece of advice you can give to a starting producer?
Um, you know, it's cliche to say, but less is more, in a way. But don't be scared to subtract. You know, one of my favorite songs, I think it was one of Prince's biggest hits. I think it might have been "Kiss." It's like he had a whole production to the song, and at the last day, he just muted everything.
Wow.
You know, just like that's it, and that's how good the song was. You know, um, or maybe it was "When Doves Cry." It was one of those two songs where the simplicity is super simple, and so Prince is one of my favorite artists. In bringing him up, and one of the things that I always credit him with is being like an amazing producer. People think of him as an artist, but when you can play all the instruments that
Right.
that he can play, and you think about the restraint as him as a producer
Yes.
and as a multi instrumentalist, to be able to have "Kiss" and "When Doves Cry" and "Purple Rain" as to someone who can play up and down the scale of everything,
Right.
but having the art of simplicity of being able to write those songs. You know, I thought, you know, that's what I came up on. So when I'm like, doom, doom, doom,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like right from the
Yes.
beginning, you're just
Yes.
like, what is?
So
You're
good.
like, I know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's my point of attraction in the process is not that it's not musically sophisticated and expensive, but at the same time, it's palatable for people to really understand.
But your music does feel expensive. It's palatable and expensive, and that combo is what's difficult to achieve.
Yeah.
I've seen you when the last time I was here, I've seen you actually work on a bass line. And that's the first thing that came into my mind because I felt like I could see your brain move. But you're like, there's just too much in here. There's too many notes. Let's simplify it. And then you were just playing over there on your station. And it was like, I don't know how you did that. Like, it just, do you see the notes in your head? Or like, how does that work when you're like, it's too much, but I need it to hit harder. It needs to be simple, but it still needs to be more effective. Like, how do you process that?
I think, geez, these are complicated questions.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm a
But
complicated person.
yeah, it's experience one. But I think I've had a lot of songs that have video shot, and so I like making up tempo songs, right?
Right.
And so I think in the creative process, a lot of times I think about the choreography, and
Interesting.
if there's too many beats, I'm like, the choreography, like they're not gonna hear it. Like that's just too much. And so if there's like a beat to get to a beat, I'm like eliminate it. Like
Wow.
I'm trying to eliminate it, or I'm trying to if it's there and it's too low, I'm trying to accentuate it so that like I'm not gonna skip past it. Either it's in there
Right.
or it's not. And my process is like, when I'm working with the engineers or whatever, they're like pulling things down. I'm like, look, if you got to pull it down, take it out. Like like don't either it's written right, either the part that's in the file is written right or take it out.
Mm. That's
You know.
we're done.
Honestly.
Like honestly, that is like the piece of advice that every producer needs to hear today, right now.
Makes total sense.
Right? It does make a lot of sense, but it's so hard to achieve. I don't need to be complicated. I'm just
I mean, just people those
because
questions
these
because
are
those questions are like serious. Make my shoulder hurt. For
no,
real.
but that's that. But a lot of the producers that's what they're trying to achieve when they look up to you, and it's like they just don't know how to get there. But I think what you said was key. It's experience and it's instinct. Like, did you listen to a lot of music growing up?
Yes, I mean more than more than the average person, but
Right.
I'm not like a student for student's sake. Like I don't listen to everything. I only listen to what's great.
I was talking to your brother, and he was telling me how, and another blessing that I learned about you is that it's like a family business. Like I was talking to your brother, and he was just sharing so many great things about working with you for the last 30 years, and but what?
I mean, I'm just like, damn, that's a long time.
Isn't it? And I was like, what a blessing it is to actually partner up with your family and keep it in the family and grow it together. But that's beside the point. He was telling me, and I also read that your father and mother, they were musicians? Or like,
My mom. So my mom was like directed choirs. She was in a singing group with her sisters and my cousin Cynthia called Kitty and the Haywoods.
wow,
Kitty and the Haywoods album was produced by the Ohio Players. But
wow.
like my mom and one of them were also session singers. So like they
Oh,
did
wow.
lots and lots of commercials in Chicago. Did all the Curtis Mayfield
Wow.
backgrounds for Sparkle.
Oh, I didn't
Did
know that. Okay.
like giving them, I guess giving them something he can feel by Aretha Franklin is probably like their biggest like
Wow.
you know moment in records. But that all went into uh, advertising
Wow.
and music and then choir direction and like directing choirs. And so my mom and my dad were both choir directors. Like in their free time. My mom had a group called the Annettes, which was an all female choral group.
That's amazing. So you all grew up watching your parents do music.
Um, no, not necessarily. Like I grew up watching my mom do music. My mom and dad weren't together
Okay.
when I was like, and so the stuff that I learned about my dad doing music was more stuff that I learned as I got older
I
because
see. But it's in your
it,
blood.
yeah, when I was the stuff that he did in music was probably more particularly before I was born,
Ah,
and then
okay.
he was in music running music business companies like with other family members with my uncle Butch and
Wow.
other stuff like that. But he had kind of went more onto the business side, and
Did you play music in the church as well?
I did. That was like that was the main goal. That was
Yes.
the main goal was just to be the drummer at church. And so we got those things accomplished, and and one thing led to another, and we got in the record business, and my brothers really wanted to get in the record business. My brother Laney, uh, and we moved to LA on a dream, and
What made you move back to Atlanta?
I moved here because LaFace Records started.
Mm-hmm.
So they were starting LaFace, and at that time the big thing was like, yo, we need you to move, and we moved.
But well, they call you the finisher, but you are a producer, you're a songwriter. Congrats on the Hall of Fame.
Thank you,
That's
appreciate
pretty,
that.
that's pretty crazy, if you ask me. It is and it isn't, but
Well, it's crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
That is,
It's crazy. I'm going in with Kenny Loggins and
wow.
Gene Simmons from Kiss, and they've been like, you know,
Wow.
I knew I was looking in like at Kiss's music when I was 2 and 3 years old,
Ay,
and now I'm going in with Gene Simmons,
that's incredible. That is so
who's trending for all the wrong reasons right
right,
now.
right. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's incredible. And but you also A&R.
Hmm.
So you have kind of a very bird's eye point of view on the industry as a whole. And that's me. Do you think that helps you in terms of when you approach a record, having the other side knowledge of the business and what culturally they're looking for and things like that? Do you operate songwriting in that way?
No,
So it's
those
strictly for the song
yeah,
when you're doing the song.
songwriting is songwriting. And those parts of my brain never
Never
mix.
like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, like we write the song. If I'm your A&R, then I'll have A&R advice.
Wow.
If I'm not your A&R, I'm not even thinking from that standpoint. I'm
Interesting.
only, I only worry about what my job is. Like what I don't do in my sessions is I don't do a whole lot of giving my opinion about anything that I'm supposed to do other than the task
Right.
of what someone asked me to do.
Right.
If that's produce a record, like I don't come in like saying, you know what you need to be doing, or
Yeah.
you know, or
Unsolicited
yeah,
advice should
yeah.
never be given during the session.
No, I don't do any of that.
Yeah. You also vocal produce though?
Hmm.
Because I've seen you go live, or at least content wise, I've
Yeah.
seen you vocal produce. What kind of advice can you give these artists that are starting out in terms of like when they get in the booth, what are the things they have to prioritize?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I do vocal produce, but I don't do it that much anymore because I have Richard or I have Coop that produce my vocals. But vocal production is the thing that I do best, which is how I became.
I love that.
It's how I
I
became
love that.
who I became is because of like my artist relationship, my proximity to the artist and helping them find their voice. So I'll have to go back in the memory a little bit, but I would say um
What,
the
like, I guess the question is, what is the biggest issue for most singers when you work with them in terms of vocal production?
um in this market,
Yes.
I would say the biggest problem, if there is a problem, is preconceived idea. Most artists come in with a preconceived idea of how they think they're supposed to sound, and a lot of times that sound doesn't allow you to get big. It's the relative sound to
Wow.
what you think is great, but really, a lot of times what that is a lot of plugins, and real recording and vocal identity, in a vocal session with me comes with a lot less frills. Like, it's not about hearing you sound great in the studio. It's about helping you find a vocal identity. And then we can always use the technology to, like, obviously, people are into perfect pitch. So it's not about having people out there with
Right.
not the right pitch, but
Right.
it's also not about having so much processing on their voice
Right.
that you can't find the unique thing that makes them them, so that when you hear their voice, you know, hey, I love that artist. And
Yeah.
so we're really searching for that, I think, as one of the main pillars of vocals. And then the transfer of emotion. I feel like
Yeah.
um, when people write songs, it's there's two parts to it. There's the people who write their own songs that write them really, really well and can sing them because they can sing well. But
Right.
that doesn't necessarily mean that they're delivering the songs well. Because you can write the song and not know how to connect to your own words because you're trying to wear too many hats. You're the songwriter, you think you're the vocal producer, and so yes,
And the producer
yeah,
and the engineer.
and so you sound good. Yes, you do sound good. But what I've learned about one of the things that I always think is important, because you can be vocal producing And right now, there's so many artists that have people that have them comfortable in their skin,
Mm,
and that's a good thing for consistency for that artist in a world where we struggle with consistency for producers. But the problem is when you're working with a producer that's better than your comfort zone, then you're only gonna get what you can get in that area because
mm,
producing is competitive
right.
when when producers are really good at it. And so my job is to get a better vocal from you, not I might not, as your vocal producer that knows you, I might be super into now understanding your mood and this and that and oh she's got to eat and once she gets done doing
Yeah.
this. But the truth of the matter is, if I'm coming in for the win, I don't give a fuck about all that,
Yes, that's
right?
right.
Like I don't
That's
care
right.
about your mood. You might have to cry to get the vocal that we might need to get,
Very
but
true.
I'm trying to win once we step in here. And so sometimes, helping people find their vocal identity in a world where you can be consistent really
Mm.
quickly with the middle of the road.
Delivery. You said delivery and sonic identity. Those are the two key words. Does tone play an important factor in your opinion?
It plays the biggest.
How important is the innate tone of the instrument of the vocalist?
Like for me,
Yeah.
like 90%.
Ooh,
The
90%.
vocal tone, finding the vocal identity
Right.
of an artist, like, oh yeah, that's Pink.
What are your
That's
favorite
Britney.
tones?
That's
Yeah, what are your favorite
Adele.
vocal tones?
What are my favorite vocal tones?
Yeah, who? If you were to
Oh,
give me your top three, who would it be?
oh, Rihanna, Michael, Whitney.
That's okay, besides them.
Why?
Like besides them, because those are like,
Okay.
like right.
Uh,
Yeah. Like
let's say, I mean, everybody I pick is good because
I
that's why they're gonna
know.
be.
Okay. Then
So,
what about more recent artists?
like, you mean like right now?
Ish.
Let me see.
Like in the last 10 years.
In the last 10 years
Yes.
that have come out.
Yes.
See, it's hard
I
in the last
know.
10 years
That's what I'm saying.
because
Like
everybody's so leaning on the technology. But I would listen. I would put Tyla on that list because I know who she is when I hear her. Let me think.
it's so hard.
I would say no. He's not in the last 10 years. I would say like uh, Sabrina Carpenter, even though
Mm.
she's not like the last 10 years. The developmental process
Mm.
has been in the last 10 years, and
Mm.
then Leon Thomas.
Okay, yeah. See the Leon Thomas. We were gonna
Yeah.
say Leon Thomas.
Leon Thomas. For sure.
Incredible. Jeez, like the tone. Then what are these people supposed to do if they're born with a unique tone? They should do something else?
No, I mean everybody's tone is unique.
You think so? But unique but good.
Yeah, but the thing, it comes down to the producer though. Like I'm saying that
Oh.
the producer has to help you find that tone. Everyone has a unique tone. It could just your tone may not be the voice that you're most comfortable singing in.
That's so true.
Like what you sell sometimes and what your voice are can be two different things.
Who can pull that out of somebody? The producer?
I mean,
Like it's like
it's entertainment, right? Like
Yes.
this is entertainment. Like Michael Jackson's speaking voice
Yes.
didn't sound like
Right.
that, but
That
that
is
was a
true.
hook,
That's true
right?
too, yeah.
Like you know what I mean? So
Right.
like Britney Spears doesn't sing like Britney Spears sings. Like Miley
Right.
Cyrus's voice doesn't sound like that when they just sing. They know how to they dial it up to a
That's
thing.
so true.
They dial it up to a thing. Like that's not how Tina Turner's voice sounds. Beyonce don't sound like that just singing Amazing Grace. Like she tunes her voice up to that.
Yeah. And
know?
you mentioned Tyla, and the last time I was here, you gave me a story about water. And everyone's like, oh, she was, like, she just came out of nowhere. She's an industry plant. That song blew up on TikTok. And you told me, you're like, do you know how many songs we had to do before Water came out?
Well, yeah.
Like,
It's a lot.
how-
I mean, I'm not even me. I'm saying
Like in
she
general.
was
No,
doing songs. And
yeah.
I mean, we probably did 40, maybe 40,
Sheesh.
50. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, is that a lot?
No, I'm saying just with you, but she was doing
I
this
mean,
for a long time, right? In terms of not a long time, but grinding before Water came
I
out.
mean, she was a kid, so I
Yeah,
don't like,
yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
She was in high school making songs, but when
Yeah.
she had the "It's Getting Late" song
Mm,
from the beginning. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
she came in this with a sound. You know, it wasn't we didn't make the sound. Like we went to chase the sound, and she was part of it.
Oh my God, I love that. We didn't make the
Yeah,
sound, we chased the sound, we found the sound.
yeah. We didn't come up with the sound. Like she
I,
came up with the sound. Like that's the rhythm of her life.
golly, that's incredible. Was okay, I know probably everybody that talks to you talks about Umbrella and I don't want to. I'm not going to, but like is it true that it was supposed to be for Britney or no? Or is that a rumor?
No, it wasn't that it was supposed to be for Britney. We wrote a song, and I had just done the In the Zone album
Right.
prior to that.
Right.
It's so from the standpoint of who was on my phone, if we had the
Ah,
song that we
I
thought was
see.
amazing,
I
it
see.
was like Britney was the obvious like
Oh,
choice of
interesting.
who we want to hear this song. And at that particular time, it just wasn't a good time for her to hear the songs and kind of check into it mentally. So it wasn't
Mm,
like the song was written for her. We had a great song, and she was in at that time was the number one call in music. Like, and so
right.
who do you play your biggest best song for? You
Yeah.
know, so it's like it would be kind of like if somebody was like, "Man, I wrote a song for Rihanna
Right.
like in the last 10 years, and it's
Right.
on somebody else." It's like
Yep.
she wasn't recording. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Right.
you know,
Right. Right.
it's not it's you know, so it's the story is like she like
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
you
So
know,
that's
but
not what happened.
no, it wasn't written for her.
Mm,
But did she have the opportunity to hear it? Yes. But was she in the zone of recording and in the right mindset to be able to be like, hey, I'm in the middle of doing something and passed on it? No.
mm,
And so that wasn't, that
I
wasn't the
see.
vibes. But what happened was that record ended up with the
Yep.
right
It did.
person at the right time, and we're all very very thankful for that moment to just be, in the
Incredible.
vibes,
Just so
caught the
incredible.
wave,
Yep.
caught the energy.
But so what's in the works for you right now? What are you excited about today?
Man,
Is there
I,
anything that maybe you can share with us in terms of what you're doing, like what projects you're working on or
oh yeah, for sure. Um, I'm working on different projects in different capacities, but I would start with like some of the stuff that I'm producing is personally producing is like Money Long, Coco Jones, Victoria Monet. Like I'm like a
all of these I feel like are incredible partnerships with you. Just like
yeah.
it's
I'm doing
yeah.
it's I'm doing being a girl dad right now. You
It
know.
must feel so good to be able to pick and choose like yeah, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to work with you. And that's amazing. That's
Yeah, then there's Jalen, Josie, and
mm.
I'm then I've got Annie Tracy
Yeah, I've
who
seen a lot of your stuff with Annie Tracy.
yeah. So T-Ron and Jeff Giddy
Yeah.
are making that album with
Yeah.
Annie for us, and it's absolutely amazing. So I'm super excited
He
about
was
that.
telling me he's working on it today.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay,
T Ron
good.
was like,
Hey,
yeah.
listen. I need him to finish because I
Hey,
think
T Ron, you got to finish. You got to finish. You just heard.
I think this is the next big one, and the world needs this type of music right now, and they've just
Mm,
done an amazing job, just pulling it all together with her. She's an incredible artist, and so I'm super excited about that. Um, Alice Chater, we're about to
mm,
launch her. This girl that I signed out of
mm.
Ramsgate, England. She's works out of London and Sweden a lot, but just
All over the world.
oh yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
Atlanta is a global
It's a hub.
place, right?
It's a
And
hub.
so,
Yeah.
we've always had our eye on the world as a in its totality, and I
Right.
think one of the things that we're doing is like we're just looking for the best artists that have taken artist development
Mm,
really seriously. We're looking for artists that are developed and who have put in the time into their craft. And so we've had to broaden that net. And so that's taken us from London to Australia
Wow.
to wherever we need to go
Wow.
to see the thing that we want to see. But I think the common thread between what we're doing here in Atlanta is the people that we're working with, regardless of where they come from in the world, they're all super attracted to the music that we've made and that Atlanta has been known for making, that super crossover big
Yes.
ass fucking records. Like
Yes.
they're really attracted to that sound, you know, whether it's We Belong Together or a like or Umbrella
Classic.
or whatever, but it's
Yes.
like it's that what I call black pop music that these artists are, you know, wanting and needing. And so
What is the future of black pop, aka R&B, right now?
I think the future of it is getting it back on the dance floor. I think
That's
you
that's
know
the one.
I think I think music has a little uh I think the tempo of the club has too much weed in it, you know, and it's like it has too much lean and it has too much like depressant, and it's like we need tequila, we need Patron. Like nobody's gonna say it, but we need to get off all these designer tequilas, and we need to get
Wow.
back to the shit that made people have regrets.
Make the club great
Yeah,
again.
make the club great again. We can either get back to Patron and making excuses for our
That's
actions.
crazy.
So yeah,
Beer, 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 beer. Oh my god, that's so good.
yeah.
Oh,
But I think getting
oh
the
my
the tempo
gosh.
back on the
The
dance floor.
BPM,
Yeah, I mean
literally.
when you look at what's happened with Afrobeat and I'm a piano and all that, it was just about people getting back on the dance floor, and so the R&B producers have to start taking more cues from R&B and stop looking to its left and its right and not, you know, worrying about what everybody else is doing.
Yes, that's so
R&B is a
good.
feel good game,
It is.
and it should sound and feel expensive.
It,
We're not like
that
the
is so true.
everybody samples us. We don't
Yes.
sample nobody.
No, that
They
is
need our
so true.
chords to make pop. They need our chords to make rap.
So
Like so, just
true.
be yourself. You have to keep writing.
So true. And you were telling, your brother was saying, "Oh, I watched you play all those R&B intros," and you were saying that. But the reason why they do well is people just crave that again.
Yeah,
Usher, they crave Usher.
yeah,
They crave
Let
like
it dance.
they want to dance, they want to feel good, they want to be in love, and they want to get down.
absolutely.
Where'd that go? What happened? What happened?
Well, what happened was
Yes, tell me.
what happened is
Yeah.
the basic image of the things that we thought were great, people started doing them on purpose and making them corny. So the things that we valued that nice or kind people used to do or fly shit, then we commercialized it and then everybody started doing it. And so the VIP section, everybody wanted to be in the VIP and nobody wanted to be on the dance floor, and people got bottles because they didn't, you know, people got bottles because they had so many people at
Yeah,
their
at the
tables. They didn't
table.
get them to make people around them
That
feel
is
like shit
true.
because
That's
because they didn't
true.
contribute. It was the nice guy went to the back and came in with all his people, and he just wanted to make sure that people had a good time. It wasn't a measuring stick of whether or not you got in the section.
That's so
So
true.
we just lamed everything out
It
a little bit
does.
for a
There's a
second.
lot of lameness going on in the world in general, honestly. Just lame. But that's, I'm sure a lot of people have questions. We're going to open it up for questions now. So if y'all have questions for the the myth, the man, the legend, it's your chance right now because you're not going to be able to ask him. None of you guys.
We're looking for you too. We are.
You can just all you have to do
You
is hit me
can't.
in my DMs.
No,
Okay?
no, he doesn't answer
I
DMs.
do. Nobody even hits me in my
Sometimes
DMs.
you're lying.
I don't get DMs.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, have you hit? Yes,
We
there's
got
a
one.
question.
What was your favorite song that you've produced?
It's so hard to
I,
answer
well,
that
listen.
question.
I mean, it's no. I mean, my favorite. I'll give two answers. Or like, I think my favorite song to produce was Umbrella because it kind of encompassed all of it all at the same time, and it's like it's musical enough, it's big enough, it's hit enough, it's innovative enough, all those things. But two of the records that I love making are like Novocaine and
That's one of my
songs?
favorites.
And Fancy on Dreams album.
Mm,
Those are two of my personal favorites.
it's just too many hits, you know? Just too many.
We've got one here. What advice would you give a versatile songwriter who is wanting to step out there but afraid of being put in a box?
One more time, please. What?
What advice would you give a songwriter who is wanting to step out but afraid to be put in a box?
I would give that person the advice that you can't be put in a box if you haven't stepped out. Like step out, step
Okay.
out, and then see if step out and then see if there's a box that they want to fit you in.
You don't even know
You
if
don't
there's
even
a box
know.
if you
How
don't
you-
step out.
Yeah, how you gonna kill your own dream? You gonna put yourself in a box that you haven't
Okay.
even gotten into.
So,
Wisdom.
1 out of 10.
Wisdom right there.
Is it?
It is. I know sometimes common sense is wisdom these days.
Okay.
So, okay, is the melody more important than the lyrics?
I've got mixed feelings on this.
You've answered this question for me before.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
so here's my answer on that. Because music is a universal language, so I would say that the melody is more important, right? But I would say that the U.S. is the biggest market in music. And so what I would say is that you could get a record that works really well because it has a great melody and it can work all around the world. But I think what gives you a smash is a storyline that when you peel back the onion, you're like, damn. It kind of, the record keeps unfolding to you for longer. So I think the tolerance for where the great lyric meets the great melody feels differently as it plays on the charts, like you see with Taylor Swift's record right now. Like, you know what I mean? Where they can
Yeah.
be like,
It's longevity.
it makes, well, first they got to figure out who we talking about.
Yes.
Like, well, they don't even, so it took them on a little history lesson, you know? And so it's like all that kind of stuff, you know? But I think that plays a part. But I think melody is king. But
I mean, it's got to mean something.
I mean, I think if it can, it's better. But that doesn't mean, you know.
But sometimes it just doesn't matter. Sometimes.
I mean, when
Sometimes.
it's really good, it doesn't it doesn't matter. But like when you listen to Billie Jean, everybody was just singing it, but he's really telling a story.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
It's really
It's messed up.
Like, you know what I mean? Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you,
for having me,
everybody.
everybody, on all these platforms.
We're so lucky to have had this conversation with you, and they got to see it live. It's so, they would never have
No, it's
got
pretty
to
cool.
do this, so.
No, I love it. Thank you for having me, for sure. Bye, y'all. See us in the comments. See us in the comments the next time she says some shit that I don't agree with.
Hey!